Hey guys, Drew here over at RevHiker Outdoors, and I've got a review for you today on the Thrunite Archer 2A flashlight. This takes 2 AA batteries, and yes, it is encased in ice. They liked the review I did for them last time, even though I said some different things, but they said we'd kind of like you to do some more extreme testing. So here it goes. Stick around, guys. Well, there it is. I dropped it from my second story balcony and the light turned on. Stick around, let's check out what really happened here. Okay guys, so here it is after I dropped it from about, well, I held it over my head when I dropped it, so it's roughly 16 feet encased in this ice, and it's the Thrunite Archer 2A V2, and it works, but it seems to start to flicker. I don't know if that's the batteries have kind of taken a dive from being in my freezer for the last 2 days or what. But I submerged this thing in water and then froze it. Why this ice doesn't want to come off. There we go. Okay, so yeah, there you have it. Well, that button. Now this is supposed to be waterproof. I think this button is frozen. I don't know if water got in there or what, but yeah, now it's not working. Oh, there we go. Looks like there might have been some water getting in there. You can see this looks like something got in there right there. Now let's take this apart and see what we got. So well, yeah, you can see there's a lot of condensation in there. I don't know if that's just condensation from the air or from, you know, from water getting in from having it submerged for a couple days. And you know, when I froze it, I put it inside of a like a plastic water bottle, and so there was a boatload of pressure on this thing. There we go, no more flickering. Just batteries needed to be taken out. Let's see if the forward button is working now. Yep, there's the brightness modes. So it seems like after I took the batteries out and kind of shook a little bit of the water out of this thing and defrosted this front button, we're getting a little bit of flickering. I don't know how well it's picking it up. Turn this back on. Well, come on, baby. There we go. Well, I think what is actually needed is just a good drying out for this thing. But let's see. Yeah, bring it inside and give you my final thoughts. All right, so I'm back inside, and I just want to go over some of the specs right after I tell you what I figured out was the issue. So what I found is in here was a bunch of water, and I think the little seal around this the glass failed, and I think that's only because this was facing down and it had the most pressure kind of crushing in on it at the bottom of that bottle as it was freezing. So what I had to do is I had to remove this bezel here and remove the glass and dump some of that water out that was causing it to flicker. And now 2 seconds ago it was working. Okay, here, oh yeah, here we go. It was just on the super dim. So it's got 4 brightness modes. One is you always think it's off, but you can see it's actually on. So there's 1, there's 2, 3, and then 4. It was like 400 and some odd lumens. I can't remember the exact thing. I'll put it in the description. But crazy bright for, you know, just something that's so small. Okay, so the torture test is over. Whatever. That was just kind of for fun. The real test of a light is how it carries and how it works. Obviously, this thing took a beating. I definitely think that was pretty cool how that thing took a beating like it did. See, now it's strobing out. I think the 16-foot drop may have knocked something a little loose. I'm not sure, or there just might still be some water in there. But anyway, it did take quite a beating. So yeah. Anyway, here's my impressions of how it carried. This clip originally came on right in this groove here, and that was super annoying for me because then it's lens up carry, and I could not handle that. It drove me insane. Really bothersome. So I popped it off of there and I put it back here, and it can slide around, but I found that I just dropped this down in my pocket and had good enough retention, and I like having the button at the back. So you can reverse it if you like, but the clip will slide around a little bit. I thought that when I first pulled this out that you'd be able to unscrew it and just use a single AA battery, but it's actually one milled piece. So you actually can't use just a single battery. It has to be 2 batteries, which makes it just slightly longer than I would like in my pocket. It kind of reaches, it's maybe this far from the bottom of my pocket. So in my shorts it was okay. It was a little better in my jeans because I have different style pockets, but it carried good. And truthfully, having the extra brightness was really nice. But for the most part, come on here, baby. For the most part, I left it like on one of the, boy, yeah, this thing is definitely taking a beating. In case you guys didn't know, my preferred way of fixing things is to get a bigger hammer. So anyway, I'm sure this will work itself out once it has a little bit of time to dry. I guarantee there's so basically we have super dim and strobe, so you guys can get a rave party going. Anyway, I think it's a good light. It's slightly too long for my EDC, so this would probably have a great place sitting in my truck, or if I took more than a week, I'm sure I would get used to that. But I carried it for about 4 days, and before I froze it, and the carry was good. I was starting to get used to it, so I think with another couple days I would have been fine. It does come with a lanyard if you so choose to put a lanyard on there. And the cool thing is there's a little rubber seal in here. You can see some of that blue. That will glow in the dark. And I chopped up the seal a little bit trying to get it back in. But anyway, that will glow in the dark, so that's helpful for finding stuff. So anyway, let's see. Yeah, it's working pretty much. Yeah, here goes a strobe. Well, I don't want to give anyone a seizure. So anyway, guys, that's my review of the Thrunite Archer 2A V2. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of a torture test. I thought it was kind of funny. So hope that was a little bit of an entertainment for you guys. But anyway, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. I believe I will have another light from Thrunite. It'll be a headlamp next time, which is really more up my alley as a backpacker. This would totally be cool for like a bug out bag or a get home bag in your vehicle. I think it'd be an awesome light. 400 something lumens. I think it's 430 or 434. But as long as you don't freeze in a block of ice for a few days and drop it from 16 feet, I think other than that, it's pretty much a pretty tough design. So there you go, guys. Have a good day. God bless you. Thumbs up, subscribe. I'll catch you next time.